What up, people of the internet? Erica here today. I'm coming to you with my TBR Knockout TBR. So stay tuned. Look at these shelves. Aren't they neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the one who has all the books on these shelves? Adventures are told. How many adventures can one shelf hold? Looking around here you think, sure, I've got all the books. Okay, so Melanie over at Completely Melanie does this TBR Knockout thing every year. And so I decided to take part of it in 2024. And I've already made my TBR. So, let's do this, shall we? Alrighty. So, for January, resolutions. Number 1. There's 2 prompts for each month. The first prompt is read a book you meant to finish last year. And for this one, I chose... Well, that ain't right. I messed that up. I messed up my TBR. So technically, this first one is because I put all in. I wrote down all in, but by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, but I actually picked what did I pick? Oh my gosh. Oh, this is driving me crazy. What's wrong? Okay, so All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, which is book 3 in the series. And then for the second prompt for January, I picked, it's a series, read a book that's part of a series that's not the first book. And this is the one that I picked Iron Flame for, by Rebecca Yarros. Now I have to rearrange. Sorry, this is chaos. I apologize. Okay. For February, the keyword for this one is sweet. And for the first prompt, read a book involving friendship. For this one, I picked Stellar Loon by Shannon Messenger. This is book 9 in the Keeper of the Lost Cities series. And then for the second prompt is to read a book that has things like candy or a kiss on the cover, just something that you think is sweet on the cover. It could even be the word sweet, like in the title or something. So for this one, I chose The Cowboy Way because these two are kissing. It's, romantic. Oh, whatever. Anyway, moving along. For March, it's New Beginnings. For the first prompt, read a debut novel. And for this one, I chose The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. For prompt 2, read a book involving starting over. For this one, I chose Stronger Than You Know by Jolene Perry. Alright. For April, the keyword is Earth Day. For the first prompt is to read a book with nature on the cover. For this one, I chose Mr. Fixer-Upper by Lucy Score, because, you know, I have to have some Lucy Score books. Something. Cat hair. I need to vacuum it again. And then for the second prompt is to read a dystopian. For this one, I chose The Road by Cormac McCarthy. And I looked it up. It's actually considered dystopian. So, because I was actually having trouble picking a dystopian book. So, I was actually having trouble picking the one for read a book with the things like candy and a kiss on the cover. Took me a minute. It was literally the only thing that I have that I haven't read. Okay. For May, it's May the 4th Be With You. For the first book, read a science fiction. And for this one, I picked Nexus Ascension by Robert Boycic. And this has been on my shelf for years. So it's high time that I finally read it. For the second prompt for May, read a book you associate with the number 4. And for this one, I chose the 4th book in the Naturals series called Bad Blood. All right. June is Pride. For the first prompt, read an LGBTQ plus book. For this one, I chose Headcase by Onlay James. This one is book 4 in the series. And then prompt 2 is to read a book with a pan character or an ace character. She said if we couldn't find one for that particular, for those particular 2, I found one that's he's trans, and that is I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman. Okay, and then, where are we? July. The keyword is vacation. For the first prompt is to read a book in a different country than your own. For this one, I chose Tiger's Quest by Colleen Houck. And then the second prompt is to read a book involving a road trip. For this one, I picked Survive the Night by Riley Sager. I mean, she's... Josh is the one that's behind the wheel, and he's a virtual stranger to Charlie, and basically it's kind of like, and they're on the road, so road trip. It's not a very pleasant road trip, but it's a road trip nonetheless. For August, it's back to school theme. The first prompt is read a book with a book on the cover. And for this one, I chose Hooky, Volume 3. And as you can see, there is a book on the cover. It's a little tiny book, but there's a book. And then for the second prompt, read a nonfiction. For this one, I picked Killers of the Flower Moon by David Gran. For September, the theme is leaves. The first prompt is to read a book with leaves on the cover. And for this one, I picked Relic by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. As you can see, there is leaves on the cover. For prompt 2 is to read a book set in nature. And for this one, I picked The Wasteland Saga by Nick Cole. All right. So for October, the theme is Halloween, of course. For the first prompt, read a spooky book. And for this one, I was having a little bit of trouble picking one, but I looked it up on Google and came up with The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. And then the second one is to read a cozy mystery. And for this one, I had a little bit of trouble, but then I thought, well, these are technically kind of cozy mystery and they're LGBTQ+. It's A Dangerous Thing by Josh Lanyon, and this is book 2 in the Adrian English Mysteries. I don't really have any actual cozy mysteries, so something I need to start doing, reading more cozy mysteries, because I don't know, it's just really not my thing. It's probably literally the only thing that I won't read. Maybe I'll give it a try sometime. Okay, so for November, the theme is thankfulness. For the first prompt, read a book that involves family. For this one, I chose Man at the Helm by Nina Stibb. This one has been TBR for many a moon. I honestly can't even remember when I got it. I know I've had it for at least 4 years, if not longer. I had started and I was loving it. I was laughing my ass off. It's hilarious. But I put it down and just never went back to it. So hopefully for 2024 this will change and I will actually get to it. All right. So for the second prompt is to read a book with food on the cover, and I don't have any books that have food on the cover. So in lieu of that, I chose a witchy book because they're always cooking up recipes, cooking up recipes for, curses and hexes and stuff. And so I picked From Bad to Curse by Alana Harper. All right, finally into December. Endings is the theme. The first prompt is to read a book that is the end of a series. For this one, I chose Back in a Spell by Alana Harper. And then for prompt number 2 is to read a book where something ends. And it has a word that means ending in the title, and it's an end of a trilogy. So Finally Mine by Lucy Score. And so I am planning to read the first 2 prior to this. So yeah, so that is my TBR for the TBR Knockout. I hope you like this video. If you do, please give me a big thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please click that subscribe button, then click that bell notification to be notified when I post. All of my links are down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later. I've got romance and nonfiction, a many. I've got horror and dystopian galore. You want fantasy? I've got plenty. But who cares? No big deal. I want more.